It's the kind of thing that can leave you totally confused, wondering, wait, what just happened here?
And here it is, the question at the very heart of this whole thing. I mean, it's a bold way to put it, right? Chasing exciting disasters. But let's be honest, it probably sounds familiar to a lot of us, whether from our own lives or maybe a friend's. This is the exact puzzle we're going to try and solve today.
Okay, to really get to the bottom of this, we've got to look at two completely different chapters in life. The theory we're exploring paints a really clear before and after picture, usually with about 10 years in between.
Wow. I mean, look at this. The difference is night and day. On one side, in her 20s, it's all about chaos and, yeah, exciting disasters. But then you jump to her 30s, and it's a total 180. Now it's a serious man and stability. It looks like a completely different person, doesn't it? But is it really?
So what's behind this huge shift? What's the engine driving this change? Well, according to this particular viewpoint, the answer isn't so much a change of heart, it's more about a radical change in the game itself.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The core argument here is that the person hasn't actually changed, not fundamentally. Their core personality, what they're truly attracted to deep down, that might be exactly the same as it always was.
So if their character isn't different, then what in the world is going on? Well, the theory says it's a pivot. A conscious, calculated change in a long-term survival strategy. The goals are different now, you see, so the plan of attack has to change too.
So what's pushing this new strategy into motion? This theory points to two major factors. First, what it calls a screaming biological clock, which obviously creates a whole new level of urgency. And second, just the cold, hard reality of a shrinking pool of options, which kind of forces a more practical, less romantic approach to finding a partner.
All of this brings us to the main event, the central concept of this theory. It's got a name, and it sounds pretty clinical, but stick with me because the idea is fascinating. It's called the strategically rebranded past.
Okay, so let's break this down. It's all about taking that entire history of chasing, well, chaos, and basically repackaging it, reframing it so it aligns with these new goals, like finding a stable long-term partner. You know? It's kind of like a company that used to sell some edgy, rebellious product, suddenly rebranding itself as family-friendly to reach a new audience. The old history is still there, it just gets a new coat of paint.
And this leads us to what is probably the most crucial point of this entire theory, the huge difference between just switching up your strategy versus actually having a deep, genuine personal transformation.
This quote from the source material just says it all, doesn't it? She changed her standards, not her nature. It's such a sharp, powerful way to sum up the entire argument. The checklist for a partner has been updated, but according to this line of thinking, the person holding the checklist is still the same.
So what does that actually mean? Well, from this viewpoint, it suggests that the real, underlying attraction to those exciting disasters, yeah, that might still be there, just bubbling under the surface. But the conscious, stated requirements, what she says she wants, have evolved. Stability and reliability are now at the top of the list because they serve these new, urgent, long-term goals. And that leaves us right here, with this really provocative question. Is this whole rebranding thing just a necessary, understandable survival tactic for a new stage of life? Or is it a kind of calculated deception? The theory we've looked at today gives one very compelling and, let's face it, pretty controversial answer. So what do you think?